Hi friends, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a butterfly with your air dry clay. The first thing I'm doing here is considering what pieces I might need for my butterfly, which would be a piece for the body, 2 sets of wings, and a little extra for those details like the eyes and the design on the wings. I'm going to start by coloring a piece of the body, which I decided I want to be orange. So I'm just dabbing it with the marker, and then I'm going to fold it and stretch it until that color is all the way incorporated. All right, now that my color is all the way in my clay, I'm going to roll it out into a little coil for the body. And I want some lines in this body to add texture, so I'm just going to poke my stick sideways up the top, and now it kind of looks like a caterpillar. Now that my body is ready, I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to start on 1 set of wings. So I'm going to make this set of wings pink, and so I'm going to dab it with the pink marker quite a bit before I fold it and stretch it to get that pink color. Okay, so the butterfly that we're making has 4 wings, and this is my first set of wings, so I'm going to split it into 2, 1 for each side. I'm going to roll them into a ball here, and then I'm going to flatten them on my surface to give them that flat wing shape. So you could make it into an oval, you could make it into a teardrop shape, whatever you decide to do. I'm going to have these be my top wings. So I'm going to connect them after I flatten them, make sure that they are secure, and I'm going to set them aside for later. My other set of wings are going to be a different color. I think I'll do purple. You can do whatever color you want. Remember to fill the surface with pigment, but to be gentle when you do so. You can always add more later if you need to. So I'm going to mix this together until I get the purple that I want, and then I'm going to repeat the wing shape. All right, with both sets of my wings ready, I'm going to attach them to the best of my ability before adding the body. So I'm using a little bit of pressure to squish these together, not too much that I ruin the shape, but to make sure that they are secure. Now I'm going to take that extra clay that I set aside, and I'm going to use it to make some eyes, and then I'm going to save the rest for a detail on the wings. So I'm going to do 2 white circles for the eyes. I'll go back and add the black dots for the pupils. And I'm going to use that pressure that I used before to make sure they're attached, but try not to ruin the shapes there. So for the pupils, I'm going to use just the tiniest bit of clay, add some black pigment, make sure that that is mixed together well, and then I'll make 2 small dots and add them to the eyes. Next, using my extra clay that I set aside, I'm going to do some antennas, and then I'm going to set extra clay aside for those details on the wings later. I want my antennas to match the body of my butterfly, so I'm going to add some orange using my marker. I'm going to fold that and mix it together until it's incorporated, and then I'm going to make those antenna shapes. All right, I want 2 antennas for my butterfly, 1 for the right side and 1 for the left side. So I'm going to split it in 2, and I'm going to roll them into little snake shapes. So I'm just rolling them gently on the surface until they're the length that I want them to be. And then I'm going to curl just the one edge of each coil to give it that little spiral shape. So I'm going to do that to each side, and I'm going to do them in opposite directions before I attach them to the head of my butterfly. All right, my antennas are going at the top of the head, but I'm going to attach them on the back side. So I'm going to lay them on my surface and then press my butterfly on top of them until I feel like they're secure. And just to make sure that everything is attached the way I want it to be, I'm going to turn it over. See, that one already fell off. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to squish everything and maybe even drag the clay over each other to really make sure that they are attached and that they don't fall apart. So I'm going to set my butterfly aside while I work on my design elements. I think I'll do blue since I haven't done that color yet. So I'm going to dye the clay the way that I have been by folding and stretching that pigment into the clay. And then I think I'll do some polka dots as a design. But remember that you can do any type of design that works for you. Polka dots are going to be what I do, but you could fill the center with a color. You could do lots of little dots. You could do different shapes like triangles or maybe teardrop shapes. But I'm going to just do a little polka dots. So I'm going to take little pieces of my blue clay. I'm going to fold them into little balls, and then I'll press them on my wings where I want them to be. I'm just making as many little blue circles as I can. I don't have a lot of room, so I'm just sort of arranging them at random, but I want my butterfly to be symmetrical. So I'm doing the same amount of blue dots on each side of each wing until I feel like it's ready. And that's how you make a butterfly.